This is Ben from GOATWHORE, and you're listening to Dr. Vincent West on the Phantasm Podcast.
This is Dr. Vincent West with the Phantasm Podcast. And I'm here with...
I like the way this is going already.
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Vincent West.
That's me.
The Phantasm
Podcast. Yep, that's me.
That is a great introduction.
Well, thank you. And my House of Horrors, my favorite band. We're with GOATWHORE. Ben and Sammy. How we doing, guys?
Pretty fucking good,
I heard your favorite band was Behemoth, man.
Mine?
Oh, just joking.
No.
I heard your favorite band was
I'm on the mark, do 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 do. I'm on the mark, do 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 do. I'm on the mark, do do. Yeah. All right, let's get serious.
All right. How about you guys tell me how the band came together?
There's a lot of variations to that.
Yes.
Man.
Any way you want to start,
so
wherever
look,
you guys want to start.
Check it out. So they Sammy and Jared and Zach Nolan. Well, you and Zach Nolan first started the
it was
Inception.
a two-piece when we first started.
Okay.
And we loved Beherit, we loved Blasphemy, we loved all the old real black metal bands that nobody...
Like the real fucking necro, nasty
yeah.
fucking...
Impale Nazarene, Beherit, and all shit like that. So me and a drummer started a worship band of that. Then it just kind of evolved into, well, let's try to sound like Celtic Frost and Venom with that vibe.
And so you had, then at that point, you had like Sammy,
and
Zach Nolan,
that was Ben Stout,
the Ben Stout,
and
Pat Bruders, and Jared.
Yes. And then Jared quit, and I was singing at the time. And in Baton Rouge, I tried to fight 7 dudes in a bar, and like I said,
that was that bar. It was like near the LSU campus.
Yes. And needless to say,
What started the brawl?
I don't even remember.
Okay,
It
gotcha.
was a catfish sandwich.
Oh, okay.
Needless to say, I didn't win that fight.
Yeah, I don't think I...
So I got my jaw broken, so I couldn't sing, and we had a bunch of shows booked. And my good friend Ben Falgu was like, I'll fill in for the shows because your jaw's broken.
Right.
And it just kind of fell into place, and was like, why change it? This is great,
And from there, everything just
kind of fell into place.
A few change of members here and there, and things evolved, and things,
And your first record label, you want to talk about?
No, I don't want to talk about that.
Okay, we're not going to talk about that.
I do not want to talk about them at all.
What about the album? We can start with the first album, though. We can talk about the first album.
Eclipse of Ages
Eclipse,
of Light.
yes,
please.
yeah. Fantastic. Great experience.
It's a great record.
You know what the first...
Hell of a
what's
debut.
funny about that record is the first time when we did the demo, we all went in and we were drinking fucking beer and shit.
Yeah.
We were drinking beer, and then we came back and listened to it, and we're like...
Sounds like shit.
This sounds like shit. We need to redo this. We brought like a case of beer, and Sammy was like, you know what I heard if you drink beer? Doing vocals is really cool. And we did the vocals for the fucking record, and we're like, oh, this sounds terrible.
Like garbage.
Let's redo it.
Well, it did work for the Ritual Killer record, but that's a completely different story.
But so we did that. I mean, it's basically the Serenades to the Tides of Blood, the demo. There's a bunch of shit that's
on.
Basically,
like
majority of that is on Eclipse of Ages into Black.
Okay.
Except for like a few songs here and there.
Well, now, and then you all did a lot of touring for that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we actually we did a lot of touring for each record.
Touring for that.
Even though it was like such a small thing, like with the label and everything, we still went out. Luckily enough, we were hooked up with certain individuals that we were able to get
They
on.
believed in us and helped us.
I don't know if they necessarily believed in us.
Well, they wanted to help us.
I don't think they wanted to help us.
But
but-
we accomplished a lot of shit during that fucking time.
No, we did. We did a lot of fucking crazy tours, man. We toured with Mortician and Malignancy.
I love
We toured with
Mortician.
Gore. We toured
Immolation several
yeah.
times.
Yeah. We did. Immolation was the first band that brought us to Europe.
That's amazing.
You know.
Yeah.
We did Immolate. It was Immolation, Melakesh, us, and
Sickening Horror.
Sickening Horror.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Remember the drummer from fucking
Yeah.
Nile?
Yes.
His first band. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
Small
we did a
world.
lot of stuff with Immolation, back in the day.
Ross. Good
Oh yeah,
guy.
Ross and Bob are good dudes.
They
All
are,
those
man.
dudes, they write some amazing fucking shit.
You know, I got to do this. They would kill me for bringing this up, but I went and interviewed them, and I was like, they were on this really weird package, and I was like, why aren't you all on like a death metal package? And they were like, well, we're just trying to kick some bucks or whatever. Because to me, and I won't say who it was, but I was like, why the fuck are you opening for them?
Yeah,
and
you know
he,
what, though?
he was so
It's- you know
he was
what?
so
Because
flattered
it's the
though.
industry,
He was like,
man, it's the
It's
industry
so
and it's how
fucked
they
right
do.
now, dude. That you got to do what you got to do nowadays, man.
what's like you guys do? I had a conversation with you outside Masquerade on a tour you guys were doing a couple years ago, and you all just slayed every band on that bill. Everybody wasn't there for GOATWHORE, and they should have been because you all slayed
Yeah.
everything on that fucking bill. And I support you all no matter where
Well,
you're at.
sometimes
or
you just
whoever
got to do
you're
what
with.
you got to do, man.
Well, it's beautiful. We were talking about
You
it.
know
on
what
the
it
show.
is? It's like the
amazing.
music industry. It has this concept, and sometimes it's not working. But the thing is you can't let it get to you, because once you start letting it get to you, then that's when
it destroys you.
yeah,
Right.
You don't
it
like
gets
what's
very,
going on
very
anymore.
discouraging, dude. That
So you have to
times-
take that element, and then you have to step away from it and go, this is what I'm doing, and fuck whatever's going on.
Exactly.
Scenario.
Right.
And we just do what we have to do.
You believe in
So
what
when we
you're
do a
doing.
tour like the
But
Summer
whatever,
Slaughter
who
thing or
fucking-
something, we're like, all right, yeah, we're just doing this, and we're going to go out there for, 25 minutes for Summer
Right.
Slaughter. And then
I mean,
just do it.
I saw you guys do that.
Yeah.
Well, I
and
mean,
just go
some-
out there and do it, and then afterwards just have a good
I mean,
time.
some
and, like-
kid out there would be like, that's not exposed to this kind of stuff, would be like, wow, that's way heavier than what I've been listening to.
Oh yeah, it's
And
beautiful.
I'm not going to name any other
Exposed to-
bands. Or,
Well, no,
You have to understand,
same thing.
you have a younger generation growing up.
Oh, yeah.
And they're being confused by what the business wants them to know what
Right,
is
what's
metal.
been spoon fed.
You know what I'm
to them,
saying?
You know?
Right.
So then you have bands like us and like
Destroy 666
Yeah, yeah,
and Toxic
Band's great.
Holocaust.
Watain and
Yeah,
fucking
yeah, the
all
list goes
that
on
crazy-
and on,
Judas
you know.
Priest and things. And,
Oh, yeah.
and these kids go to these shows and they're like, holy shit, this is,
Right.
this
Well,
is...
It's what's special
Everything
about
comes
you guys,
full
'cause I like
circle,
that because you'll
you
get
know?
on a bill like that, and then you can. It's education.
Yeah.
For the people that know, then they love it.
It's all about people that have never heard the Plasmatics or Venom before.
Yeah.
Or Celtic Frost. But anyway.
So,
enough.
funeral dirge for the Rotting Sun, which I saw you guys here
Yeah.
over at a little place called Blue Cats.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I remember that show.
Twice, I think you all played Blue
Yes.
Cats, or just once?
Yeah, we played
twice.
there
Yes.
We played there once
With
on
Super-
our own headlining, and we played there with Super Joint Ritual.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good shows. That record was a unique record. There was
There was very dark times
Yeah.
during that record. Because that was when he got in his accident and his legs were broken and he was going through a massive depression.
I didn't know about any of that.
yeah,
And I was going through a very heavy
yeah.
drug addiction fight, which I
That record was
would
really
say that I
unique
overcame.
in so many different
Yeah.
ways.
It's a very dark record.
It's a great record. It's the first one I bought. And then
Yeah,
went
no,
back and bought
I
the
mean,
first
I
one. It
agree.
was-
Even like when we recorded at a studio that was like
Relatively unknown, basically.
and kind of haunted in a
Yeah, oh,
sense.
dude.
Yeah.
'Cause I can tell
Okay,
you
so
some
look,
fucked
it
up
was two
stories about that
levels.
studio, dude.
It was two levels. There was a ground level and then there was an upper level. And what they did was usually like when bigger bands or whatever came in, they would rent the upper level and they would stay in there and they would go downstairs and record and everything. Well, we weren't staying there, but there was some nights we were late and the guy was just like, you know what? We're going to be here till like fucking 3 a.m. Y'all can just stay upstairs.
Oh, okay.
And we're like, cool. Weird shit happened numerous nights. One night we were in the control room and we were listening to something and the way it was like the control room, and it faced into the main room where you recorded and everything. But there was this hallway, and something came by quick in the hallway. Like, we didn't know what it was. We just kind of, everybody kind of caught it out their eye. Nobody said anything. Yeah, nobody said anything, but everybody was just like looking around. Then finally somebody said, "Hey man, did you see that?" And they're like, "Yeah." I didn't want to say anything. And then there was one night we were in there, and upstairs we heard it sounded like 100 people running back and forth.
Jesus, like you were trying to sleep?
No, we were downstairs.
recording.
We were listening to music, and the top floor was like all the fucking sleeping area.
Jesus.
So, like, you downstairs where everything's being recorded, upstairs is all like fucking beds and stuff.
Right.
And it literally sounded like an army charging up there, and it was like me and him and the guy that was producing the record, just like we were doing some vocals with
Dave Reynolds.
Yes, and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. It was completely quiet, and all of a sudden it sounded like an army charging upstairs. It's like, what?
It was like they were like running back and forth upstairs. The thing about the place was,
it used to be
there was 2 ways to get upstairs. You can go in the front door, up the stairs in, but in the back part of the studio there was a spiral staircase that went up. It was that metal spiral staircase that went up onto the top floor. That was the only 2 ways to get in. And after that happened, we went up, and it was just
there was nothing up there.
Silence
dead
up there.
silent.
Nothing. But it was like people like running and moving back and forth.
It was insane. There was that one night where I was doing guitar tracks, and like, all right, you have the mixing board or whatever, and there's a piece of glass, and you can look in like where you record the drums and the guitars and amps and stuff, and you have that glass between like the control room and where you record.
Yeah.
And like when you push your hand against a piece of glass when it's really cold, you can see the frost around it.
Okay.
One night, me and the guy that was producing the album, like something weird happened to where the amps, like everything just shut down, and it was just a handprint of like the frost against a glass.
It's weird.
But when we come to find out afterwards, it used to be a bookie house back in the day. It was like a gangster bookie house, and some rival gang came in and like mowed down like 40 motherfuckers just in there and just killed them all.
Where's the studio at?
It's in New Orleans. It's like gone now. Katrina destroyed it.
Okay. When Katrina came through, the whole bottom level got flooded.
They didn't rebuild it or anything.
That place was like fucking haunted as shit, dude.
But it was unique. It was a unique experience. That whole record, like looking back at that record, it was very unique just because of everything that was
the
going
whole
on
scenario was going on,
and then even like where we recorded it and everything that happened with it. You know,
it's a great record. I think it stands out. It's fun to listen to. It's different because every time you listen to it, I don't know. I hear different stuff on that record because I listen to it on headphones.
Yeah, it's very different, man.
My CD and listen to stuff, so it's good. And you did a lot of touring for it.
Yeah,
and that's when you. So you finish that, and then we move on to Haunting Curse, and that
was our first one with Metal Blade Records, and the first time we were able to actually sit down and do shit proper.
Saw you guys at the Muse on that tour?
Jeez, probably.
Oh, dude, we used to play the Muse a lot.
I saw you several times there, and that thing's long gone.
That was all.
Thank goodness.
It was that. I don't know
that fucking place, man.
I'll tell you a funny story. I was there one time, not to see you guys. I was there to see Vital Remains, and this is when Glenn Benton was fronting them, and he got there, and they didn't pay him, and I saw him just go.
Oh yeah, we know Glenn.
It was fun. I'll just say I never got to see that. It actually horrified me at the time because I was like, he's going to fucking kill that whoever it was that booked stuff or whatever else because he went bananas.
Glenn gets a little intimidating when he doesn't get his
money. That was the place though.
When he doesn't get his money
all the time back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, we played there with 1349.
I saw that.
It was like fucking, that was the place to play in Nashville.
I hate that place.
In Nashville, it just... Nashville has like I think the only thing that's left there that when I used to go to shows in the 90s is what's that place it's about 2 blocks from a liquor store and a hustler store. I'm trying to think.
It's like Exit Inn.
That's it. Yeah, Exit Inn's like the last place.
Yeah, that place is awesome though.
It is. We went and saw Belphegor there last year, but it was when we went It was cool. And I saw you out the so that was a. I don't really. I think that one place, Exit is really the only place that I would still go to there. But
from your pedals, you didn't just wrap it all up.
Yeah, just make sure everything. Stop it.
Haunting Curse. So yeah, I love that. I love that record.
Yeah,
That's
that
a
was
good
definitely.
record, and
Well, also too, that was the introduction of Zach Simmons on drums because.
And then we got
left.
signed to Metal Blade, and everybody was like screaming, "Sell out, go to war!"
No.
Signed to Metal Blade, so we wanted to make the most extreme record we possibly could at the time, and that's why that album is filled with like so much fucking like blast beats and just
It's
crazy,
It's a great
insane
record.
shit.
I mean, I love
Yeah,
that.
there's a lot of cool shit on that fucking record.
It is, and the what was it? I'm trying to think the video off of that record.
Alchemy of the
Alchemy
Black
of
Sun.
Black
Oh,
Yeah,
We shot that.
and actually we did Forever Consumed Oblivion
That
too.
was a live show we did in fucking
New Jersey.
Yes,
Yeah.
really?
yes.
Now, who all did you all tour with on that besides?
Jeez,
Oh, we toured.
fuck, man. What do you want?
Wherever,
I
just
can't even
a
remember.
memorable.
You know
tour,
what
maybe?
though? That was a weird moment in
That's
like
we
music.
toured with Celtic Frost on that album.
Yeah, yeah,
That's a very memorable one. And Venom.
11
And-
years ago.
And Emperor as well.
yeah.
Really?
So that was
Yeah.
a very good year. For
That's
us.
awesome. Now, was that that was in Europe? I'm assuming.
No, that's
No,
all
that
here.
was in the States.
Really?
All
Well,
US.
Emperor only did like a few shows. They did a couple of shows in California.
Wait, was that the last Celtic Frost record, and you all did?
Yep, Monotheist.
Yes, Monotheist before
Masquerade?
before it turned into
Children
Triptychon.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so cool. That's cool. I like that record. I don't
Yeah.
That record's awesome, man.
Dude, anything
Yeah.
Tom G. Warrior does,
It's
he can do a fucking pop record. I love it, man.
it's good stuff. And then so you. What about Europe on that tour? Haunting Curse. Anything?
That's when we went with Immolation.
Yes.
That's Immolation.
The last bit of it?
All right, I'll be right back.
Okay, sure. The shit. So the rest of that you would do. You can talk about recording Haunting Curse. And talk about like.
Oh yeah, well that's our first introduction with Eric Rutan and going to Mana Studios.
I want to talk to you about Eric a sec. I'm a huge fan.
Yeah.
To me, and I don't know what you guys think. To me, he's because I'm a big old death metal, not new, just the old, the Tampa stuff. Because I'm from Florida, from Canada, but I grew up in Florida. Big Tampa Bay Lightning fan. I mean, that's my area. That's my all the Tampa shit. But Scott Burns was the man back in the day. To me, Eric's like the guy now.
No, dude,
for death metal
Eric,
bands.
Eric
and
Rutan is amazing. You know what? I started the first time I went to Rutan was with Soylent Green.
That's right. He did.
He did Confrontation.
Yes.
And then he did Inevitable Collapse. But Confrontation was before we even did Haunting Curse. And so we did that, and then I was telling the dudes in GOATWHORE, well, maybe we should go to Eric Rutan and try some things out, And it was cool because with Eric, his involvement with so many different things like, Morbid Angel when he was in that, and Hate Eternal and everything like that. So there was that thing like that, and it just evolved, and so we went with him, and then after that we did, Carving Out the Eyes of God, we did Blood from the Master, we did Constricting Rage of the Merciless with him, because we had this little thing going on that, we all kind of had this idea, and we were on the same page with things, and that doesn't reflect anything with like the new stuff.
Oh no, we'll
all.
get to that. I just wanted to ask you: Do you agree with me that he's like the modern Scott Burns?
Oh yeah,
especially for death.
Well, you know what?
I
don't want to say that because the thing with Scott Burns was, like, I remember all those records when I was a kid growing up coming out that came out of there, and everything started to sound very similar.
Yeah,
that's
true. It's true. It did. But.
With Eric, he's like that, but everything doesn't sound the same.
No.
I mean, because he went from doing like Us to Cannibal Corpse to Madball, to Agnostic. Right. He did Agnostic Front even.
Belphegor,
you know what I'm saying?
Man, I love that.
Yeah, Belphegor. So he had a lot of variation going on. So he did a lot of different things, and I think that's what really helped him out a lot was doing the impact of all these different variations of styles to kind of branch out what he did as an engineer.
Well, I was excited as a fan when you all went to him initially because I was like, being the big death metal fan and me knowing him from Morbid Angel, I remember seeing him in this venue, the big room over there, in '93 on Covenant. You know, he was the live guitarist or whatever, and it was fucking amazing. And just this is a big fan of his in general, but it's like it was interesting because I've noticed a lot of people have stopped. I'm not saying that's why you guys did, but I know. Like when Cannibal did, it was like noticeably different to me.
Yeah, but Cannibal's there now doing a new record.
They doing it with Eric?
Yeah,
they went back to Eric.
Yeah, everything comes.
No, it's fun. No, the reason it's funny is because the last time, because I can't get Paul to do this podcast, but I've known Paul for years. And when I was like, he was like, "What do you think of the new record?" I was like, "Dude, I can't do the Mark Lewis Whitechapel production on it." And he was just like, "Oh,
no,
man,
you know what? I think."
I mean, I kind of got it. I mean, I didn't fuss it, but he was asking me, and I was not going to lie to him.
But I personally think that sometimes, bands go along and they want to just
mix it up. That's what he told me.
Yeah, they mix it up, try something different. I don't want to say that old saying if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But within music, every engineer, the way they hear things and the way they participate in the recording is different for every band. So, with that aspect, I just think that Cannibal's been doing shit for a long time. Look how
Scott
long,
Burns. We were talking about Scott Burns a minute.
Look how long Cannibal's been doing things. In general, with every record they've done. I mean, they've went through Colin Richardson.
Oh yeah,
fucking shit, what's his goddamn name?
I got off talking about Scott Burns and was talking about Eric Root.
But anyway, Cannibal shifted so many different times through so many different things.
Oh, so yeah, definitely.
They're still, it's amazing that they still exist and do what they do.
It is.
They're still the best at what they do. They are,
but
in my opinion, they're still the best death metal band that exists.
They're great at what they do. And, I always feel weird when I talk to Paul about stuff because he's, and there's stuff I won't talk about on here, but because he knows I'm a fan of all of it. We had Chris Barnes on the podcast a while back. I'm a huge fan because I love their first 4 records.
Yeah,
to me,
we grew up on
that stuff is fucking nasty, and I love his lyrics.
The bleeding, you can't fuck with the bleeding, dude. That's a
no. Well, my favorite.
not to take anything away from Corpse Grinder.
I love George. I love him, but
Butcher at Birth.
Oh man,
but there's something special about the bleeding.
See, for me, it's Tomb.
Tomb of the Mutilated was probably their most extreme.
I'll share this with you guys. We had him on the podcast. I was talking to him. We were doing a Skype interview, and I got him talking. I couldn't believe I got him talking about Cannibal. What he did, and he goes, the song "Necropedophile." I literally was so pissed off when I was living down in Tampa at this elementary school across from me. I literally went and recorded those kids playing, and then wrote the song.
So think about that.
I mean, it's fucking. I mean, he's just sick, and I love that. I was like, and to me, I love the old logo. The original logo. I love his logo. I love that, and but I love all of it. I mean, I love George. I like George, and he's a monstrosity. But it's just, I don't know. It's weird. It's like a lot of people got my ass about doing that interview with him. But it's like, man, he's the original singer of that band. Like, if you're a fan of Cannibal, to me, I like all of it.
Well, yeah, of course.
You
need to ask him questions about it.
Those first 4 records were just nasty.
Yeah, I agree. I remember when I bought Eaten Back to Life for the first time. Oh my God. It was fucking intense.
That's a great record.
It
is.
And then Butcher at Birth came out, and then Tomb of the, it was just like
they just kept nailing it.
Boom, boom. It was like holy fucking shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember going to up to Milwaukee Death Fest and shit like that when the stages.
I saw them there on the Bleeding.
It's like I saw Cannibal, Suffocation, Deicide, all those fucking bands in the heyday. It was just fucking insane, dude.
Milwaukee was fun.
All those bands
I've never been to Maryland, but my friends made fun of me. I was like, oh yeah, that stuff's. I mean, Milwaukee was crazy. I remember going there I was 19 when I first went to that, and I was like, this is fucking great.
I'll go there and lose my mom because I didn't have money to buy all the shit I saw and fucking
oh no, me either.
Shirts and CDs.
Dude, it was
and everything.
It was like a building with if you were into death metal, it was it's over.
Death metal, thrash metal, black metal, any kind of fucking.
This is before the black metal thing.
Well, no, it was kind of too when the black metal thing was because they had a lot of weird black metal shit,
It was swimming around, but
yeah.
But yeah, so
people knew about Impale Nazarene and Blasphemy.
Well, I mean, man, Death Crush was fucking already out. People
that's
were just
not my favorite. But anyway, that's not getting.
Not your favorite, but it was fucking the it was the catalyst for the.
All right, let's move on.
Okay, we're moving on. We're going to start now with carving out the eyes of God.
When the big change happened. When the big change happened. Carving out the eyes of God.
Yeah, that was a shift. That was a big shift, man. Dylan.
Mopeds in there.
Ride them around?
Yeah. That was a big shift, man.
Yeah. That's when we put on our big boy black and roll pants. When we were like, we ain't worried about doing a bunch of blast beats and trying to play a million fucking miles an hour. We just want to write evil ass rock and roll.
And that's when Sammy sat down with Eric Rutan and said, "You know what?
My guitar
I have this guitar
sounds like shit,
and I need it to sound like a fucking chainsaw.
You need to fix it, Eric. You need to fix it." And
but Eric knew. Eric knew. It wasn't when we first went to Eric with Haunting Curse.
Well, there was some shit that happened.
He came from the school of like Morbid Angel and Hate Eternal.
Oh yeah.
And then we stepped into there and. GOATWHORE was more like
but there was other things
a punk band playing heavy metal.
But there was other things that on that.
That's what I liked about it.
You know what I'm saying?
It was like he took your old.
But Rutan didn't really understand that concept.
There was other
just
things
yet.
that came into play on
when we got in there with him, then he started to go, "Oh, I see what's going on."
It was like Rutan. All right, we getting ready to come in there in a month. All right.
Right.
All we want you to listen to is fucking 2 Megatherion by Celtic Frost. And you'll get it.
You told us to listen to that.
That's what we told him. And
he did.
I mean, dude, Rutan's great. The thing about Rutan that was fucking awesome is
he gets
as
the best
we went
out
along,
of it.
He kind of molded with us. He became like part of the situation. You know what I'm saying?
He stopped thinking of us like this technical death metal band, and started embracing what we are. Basically, like a black and roll,
not perfect, fucking rock and roll meets fucking black metal.
I remember
death
some
metal,
nights listening in the control room with me and Rutan, listening to like the Ramones and the Plasmatics, and it was like, "You understand what I'm saying?" He's like, "Yeah, it's just fucking awesome." And from having Eric Rutan, Mr. Brutal Heavy Death Metal dude, me and him listening to the Plasmatics and the Ramones, he understood,
Y'all got him to get it, what you were trying to get out of him.
Like I said, I think we both worked together on that.
It's beautiful.
We had what we liked, and he had what he liked, and we mixed it and blended it, and that's how we started to work on things.
Everything worked out perfectly.
Because like Sammy was saying, he had this thing like the Morbid Angel, like solid, precise, fucking. You know what I'm saying? Like you listen to like Altars of Madness and Blessed Are the Sick and Domination and all that, and you hear that precision. But we're not that kind of band. We're kind of sloppy at times and shit like that. But
well, I mean, Angus Young,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's like AC/DC meets Dark Throne. You know what I'm saying?
I can see. Yeah.
That was the thing.
It took a little while for Eric to understand that, and when he grasped it by the fucking balls.
It was funny because after we did records with him like that, and he'd be doing some other record, he goes, "You know what? I'm kind of using like a GOATWHORE technique with this record."
He would say that to you guys.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
Because it would be like, "Oh well, this is another." Because the thing is, it's like this is another variation of how to do another band. Because everything doesn't fit with every
like this
band.
Fucking
Everybody
think about
does
things like in the same way.
Yeah.
Capturing the essence and the personality of the band. Instead of being like, all right, this is a technical death metal band. We're gonna make it sound like Morbid Angel.
Right.
Tried and true thing.
Yeah.
Instead of being like that. I think we broke Eric out of that mold to where it's like capture the essence of the strengths of the band instead of trying to be so.
I think the thing was too,
line,
he was really open to it, which was cool.
Oh, he had no choice.
Well, he had no choice, but
I was like carving out the eyes. I was like, dude, you could have my guitar sound.
He could have a choice. He could be like, fuck y'all, we're not going to do this, But he was really, him and Sammy got a good relationship together, and he was really open to how things would have. I remember being there one night. I think it was for carving, and we're doing something, and we're just like, here, listen to this, and we're playing like Dark Throne Under a Funeral Moon. He's like, oh, this sounds terrible. He's like, this record sounds awesome.
Yeah.
You had to get him.
But
Yeah.
but
And
the
then
thing
he
was
hasn't listened to
after
black
doing
metal.
that with him, he would get the idea
Well, I
like,
mean, the raw black metal stuff. We had to kind of explain him of what he needs to look at the good points.
Yeah.
Instead
was
of being
cool.
He was
It was-
missing
it
it.
wasn't
instead of being like a
mess to
producer
him.
and saying it's not pristine,
yeah,
exactly produced.
The thing about producers too and engineers is they're always thinking about, well, if this comes out, my name's on it. But at the same time, it's coming out and it's you and this band getting an idea of what the band sounds like.
But I'll never forget that. It was it wasn't on the Funeral Moon. It was fucking what's that one? Got the one goddamn Dark Throne album that's like nasty as shit.
Hands or Files?
No, it was the one before
Total
that.
Death.
No, it was the one before that. God damn it! That really not on the Funeral Moon. Yes, and it was like, dude, you hear how like the drums sound like it's recorded in a room and nothing separated. It sounds like a drummer playing drums. It's like, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it sounds good,
Yeah.
but I understand what you're saying.
But he would take those elements and then try to incorporate them into doing what
Exactly,
we were doing,
yes.
So it was cool because it would open up things. And that was the good thing about Eric was he was willing to open up and do stuff like that and not just be set in stone and be like, no, this is how it's going to be.
Right.
This is how we're doing it. He was like, okay, cool. I want to work this out and let's come to a term together that makes this fucking happen.
No, when did you all where you had to sit down where you were playing him records? Did you start immediately when you all started working with him? Or
We
did
would
you do
just it was
more?
just random. Like we'd be hanging out at the studio and we'd do stuff,
That's
And then
cool.
there'd be a night we'd be in there late because we'd be in there late. We'd be in there till like 2 and 3 in the morning. We'd start at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so we'd be in there 12, maybe 14 hours a day. And then sometimes you get to a point where it's just you're in there all day recording, and you're just like, it's like ramming your head against the wall, and so you kind of break away, and you're like,
And sometimes
hey, man,
you just gotta listen to
let's
the
listen to
Ramones
this
and the
shit.
Plasmatics.
Yeah. And so you
cool.
do that, and you hang out for a little while, and so those aspects kind of come into
Makes
play with
sense.
it. Yeah.
Well, it's funny. I was just sitting here thinking. I'm pretty sure you all used him like a year or two before Cannibal did,
Yeah.
because their first one with him was Kill, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah. So carving. Now you recorded with Eric,
Yeah.
Yes.
and then you did. You want to talk about the recording process? Obviously, with Eric. So that was fun, and you guys were hanging out and doing stuff. And then what about the touring for that record?
It was relentless as
It
usual.
was.
Just
The
doing
work-
I
Worse
can't
than you are.
really
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
a whole lot of it. It was just
a lot of fucking different tours,
it was
different
like
things.
just
What
do-
was the one we did? Actually, on Haunting Curses when we did that Metal Blade 25th anniversary tour, right? With
Yes.
like Cannibal, Black Dahlia
Yes.
Murder,
Yeah.
the Red Chord, us, the Absence.
and people were looking at us like we were
Yeah.
a bunch of jackasses.
But that was a good tour. That
Yeah.
was a good tour. And then Carving came out. We did a lot of different things. It was scary thing. Didn't we? Was that when we did tour with 1349 for Carving?
What was it? Us, them, and Noctistium?
Yeah, I think so.
That's the first time we went to Australia.
Yeah,
On
it
that
is.
too. Okay, on that.
Yeah.
tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that like?
That was like a
Fantastic.
different thing. We went with it was with Behemoth and Job for a Cowboy.
Oh, that's a.
Yeah,
And it was like big ass shows.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I
It was
bet.
fantastic.
it was crazy. We went out there. First, we did like 2 shows in New Zealand, and then we went and did Australia. And it was just like,
It was
holy
like some of my
fuck.
favorite bands from Australia, like Bestial Warlust and fucking
Yeah.
Hades Archer and fucking all that shit.
Destroyer 666 from there. Too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
That shit's good.
that's one of my favorite bands of all
Yeah,
time.
they're great. That let's see.
The Spirit of Longus. I probably shouldn't say that name, but I'm a fan.
I mean, there's a bunch of bands.
Yeah,
from
there's a
man.
bunch of
Yeah.
great Australian.
Dude, Australia
fucking-
has a lot of
like
fucking
intense,
good artists that
intense,
don't-
like
AC/DC?
Well, I mean, that's
Obviously.
obviously.
well, yeah, but I'm talking
outside
about.
of that-
I mean, if you
I'm
ask
talking about,
most
like,
people,
intense,
They have
I'm
a
talking about
lot of
intense,
fucking,
like
like,
black death
intense
metal bands.
different
dude.
Oh, I know.
They're just like you could just when you hear it, they sound like their shoulders are like tensed up.
Yeah.
Like they were just ready to kick you.
Bestial Warlust is great.
Dude.
Now that's what two of them ended up in Destroyer 666, or one of them?
KK Warslut from Destroyer 666 ended up in that band.
Okay.
And what was the singer's name? Fucking god damn it. He started another band called Cemetery Urn.
Okay.
And he was in Abominator for a while.
I like that band.
Yeah, dude, I love
I
all
bought
that.
one of those records,
I love all
and I was
that
like,
shit,
this is
man.
fucking raunchy.
Yeah.
Are they Australian too?
Yes.
That band's actually
I love
good.
all that
That's
shit.
a great
man.
name too. It's like any kind of thing, embalming or abominator. It's like one of
Yeah, dude, this shit's fucking sick, man.
It is. It's good. So, and then we'll move on to Blood for the Master. I fucking love that album. When I bought that, I was like, I don't know. The cover art, when I first saw it, I was like, this is interesting. And then I bought it.
that's the first
And then I
time we had
listened to
Jordan
it.
do
Yeah.
art for us and everything. That was a different record, you know. There was a lot of different things going on with it, but
Yeah.
as Cole points out,
But you know, that record, when I first heard it and I listened to it, and then I listened to it again on headphones, and I was like, man, I love that record. You play it. Two of the songs that I love off that record live, generally, when I see you. So
yeah. No, there's a lot of really cool shit that's written on that fucking record, man. There's a lot.
the vinyl's cool. I had you sign my vinyl, that limited picture disc. That thing's really cool.
Yeah.
It came out fantastic.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And the touring for that, you guys did a ton of touring for that.
Yeah, of course. We do a ton of touring for
You do.
fucking like every fucking record.
We like to play. We like to jam out, man.
You all did Summer Slaughter that year. Yes? No?
Unfortunately.
Didn't we do Summer Slaughter like 2 years?
You did it like double.
Unfortunately, yes.
You did.
Yeah.
I don't, just to take a brief second, we'll touch on that a second. I don't get it. I went last year because Terrence Suffocation was like, hey, you should come down, we'll do an interview. And we go there, and I was in hell through most of it. And I won't say what, but most of it, you could imagine, I was just in hell. I was in deathcore
no, it's
hell,
just-
and
it's
I was like,
different.
what is this?
You said it, I didn't.
I did. I did. And I was. And those
I'm
guys...
not saying that I don't disagree
the
with
thing.
you.
All right, here we go. This is like
All
what he
right.
said earlier. Sometimes you play in front of people that aren't familiar with what you do. And then they're like, oh, wow, this is what else is going on besides everything else that's being shoved
That
down
is some
my
dude
throat.
like has a drop tune 8 string that's playing
Yeah.
like fucking 2 notes. Did I say that out loud?
Yeah.
Yes,
You
I
did. I agree with you 100%.
I'm not pointing out any
We're not.
band.
I'm not saying
but-
it is either.
a younger generation stepping into the mix, all that
yeah, and they
shit is
get-
like forced to them. It's force fed, and then when you throw bands like Us or Exhumed and things like that on,
Fuck
something
yeah,
like that,
dude. That was-
and Chris. It's then those people see, they're like, damn, they got some. This is
shit's
other
pretty-
shit
this shit's
besides
pretty
the-
sweet.
Yeah.
It's confusing when you watch it as an older fan for me, because I'll get in there and I'm like, oh god.
Oh yeah,
It's like-
some slow thing, dude. It's like everybody has like 25 minutes, so it's like
It ain't confusing for me. I just know when I have to leave and come back.
It's either blitzkrieg or like death metal or fucking metalcore.
Yeah.
Either you have fucking a bombardment of like awesome shit or a bombardment of breakdown.
It confuses me just because we, like, for example, wasn't that, but we went to interview Barney and from Napalm Death, and we go to the show, and nobody stayed to watch Napalm Death. I won't say who the other band was, but everybody watched that bullshit band and then left when Napalm Death went on. I'm like, you don't want to see Napalm Death because this band's really good. I don't know. It was really, I don't know. It just breaks my heart when it's like, are you kidding me?
No, it is. I mean, a lot of it's.
I mean-
you know what? It's always going to be like that, though. There's people are just into something because it's like the cliche thing
Yeah.
to be into, and then they don't.
It's like this, dude. It's like, all right, one summer I was into Slayer.
Okay.
Have you ever heard anybody say that before?
Hey, Rob Zombie called. He wants his quote back. You see that Metal's Headbanger Journey? He fucking talked about the fucking Slayer in that.
You've never heard anybody say that ever before.
Right.
Either you're in it or you're not.
Right.
And if you're not, then you'll be weeded out very quickly.
Correct.
That's what makes Europe a lot of difference.
Yeah,
than fucking
dude,
the States.
Europe is fucking
Oh, yeah.
Europe, those people are like diehards about something. It's not like weekend warriors like, oh, I'm in the Slayer for this year. The motherfuckers are in the Slayer for a lifetime.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they're in the Iron Maiden for a lifetime. They're in the fucking...
Yeah, dude. They're like serious.
It's like constant. Where in the States, a lot of time, it's more of like a...
It's more of a trend and
Yeah.
how cool you want to look hanging out with certain people. But anyway, let's not talk about that.
Well,
move on to the next question.
We will move on. And you did a lot of touring for Blood for the Master. I'll just wind it up on that. And
Yeah, we did.
I love that record.
Let's basically say we've done a lot of touring for each
You do.
fucking record.
But I love that record. I don't know, there was something special about that record. That's my favorite GOATWHORE album. I don't know if that's weird, but I love that record.
No, I mean,
It's really
everybody's
good. He's
got
got the
their
tat.
own-
It's fucking awesome.
Everybody has their own
I
opinion
love that
about each
record. I just really like it.
It's my cat's favorite record, believe it or not.
Fucking Willie.
Willie loves that record.
It's a great record. Constricting Rage of the Merciless. There's another one, the artwork. I was like, Jesus.
Yep, and that was Jordan again, just stepping in. We just evolved and evolved. Everything from the beginning to now is
It was a complete
evolution
fucking. It was a
process.
complete planned thing.
I wouldn't say necessarily planned.
Well,
but-
we had a good idea when we started.
plan / learn / evolution /
It was,
You know,
It was.
I personally like going back and going through every single record and seeing how, you know, Sammy has become more and more of an evolved guitar player, and how
Definitely.
Zach has evolved from a Haunting Curse into, you know, even the newer record, Vengeful Ascension, as a drummer and what he's brought to the table and the things he's done.
Right.
And the same, you know, like when James played on stuff, you know, when TA plays with us in a live, the whole evolution of it is like, you sit there and you listen to it and you're like, holy shit, this is fucking crazy. This is, there's a process. It's not necessarily planned, it's just the way things
fall into place.
Yeah.
But I can tell you some weird shit about that album.
I'd love to hear that.
Wait, that Circle Evocation, to where it has the words and it has like a
Yes.
Saturn stuff. I remember it felt like I was sleepwalking and I was practicing some heavy stuff at the time.
Okay.
And I remember just on my altar at home, just like scribbling that at the time.
Okay.
And my wife just like, what the fuck are you doing? And that Circle of Evocation with all that, I guess Azazel was speaking to me at the time.
I mean, it's some... We were hanging out one night outside of Masquerade, and I remember handing you something to sign, and you're like, I will not sign. Somebody was trying to get you to sign. You were signing stuff for people, but they were trying to get you to sign on something on that marking.
No.
And you were like, absolutely not.
Well, that's very, it's a very sacred area.
No, I thought it was really cool. Like, I learned something when you were talking about that. I thought that was really interesting.
But that whole thing from like fucking Constricting Rage, that whole circle, I don't even. I remember waking up. Well, it's like being like in a dream.
Okay.
And just, it's hard to explain, man. Like I said, I was into some heavy stuff at the time, and I guess something was speaking to me at the time.
Well, I remember that. I'll never forget that night because some kid was trying to. You were signing stuff. You were signing stuff for me, and you were signing. It got to that, and I was like, and you schooled everybody that was standing there, the four of us, and I was
Well,
like,
you have to have some kind of respect.
oh yeah, man. I learned. I didn't know. So
Don't fuck with forces that you can't control.
No, we don't do that. I don't do that. My podcast doesn't do that. But we like hearing about you
Yeah.
doing things with it. So, but yeah, that record's great, and you all did again a assload of touring for it, tons of different tours.
Yeah, there was a bunch of shit we did on that one.
My favorite show that I saw you all do on that tour was a couple years ago. You played at the Earl. I always go see you when you play there.
The Earl. I love the Earl.
The Earl's great.
Was that with Black Breath and Ringworm?
Yes.
Yes, and then we played there a couple of times before that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
Furies.
place is great,
Yep.
man. I like that place.
It is great. It's always fun to see you guys there,
Yeah.
too. And you were telling everybody to...
Fuck off. And
Yeah, it was great.
being
It
a
was fun.
jackass.
You played a Motorhead cover that
That
night,
was the
too.
night that I fell off the stage.
You did. I just remember you came out to Venom. You came out. You all came out to that playing in League with Satan.
Oh, yeah. We try to make that happen.
It's fun.
When we have our normal sound guy.
It's fun. It's fun to come out to that. You played the Motorhead cover, and that was fun. And but yeah, I love that record. That record's fantastic. Again, the vinyl for that's it's beautiful. And
Yeah.
again, to listen to that record on headphones, it's like a total different experience to me just sitting there listening to it in my car on stereo. Two ways I'll listen to it. CD in my car. I don't do digital. I still rock the CD cassette player in the car. Well, I did till my fucking car broke down this week, but I'm still going to get another one. And then I do the Bose headphones at home and listen to your own stuff. And I think it's two different listening experiences listening to it like that.
Yeah, of course, man.
Yeah. Depends on what kind of drugs you're on.
Well, that too. But that always enhances GOATWHORE. But
Acid is always good with the headphones.
yes, it is.
Did I say that out loud?
You did.
Yes, I did.
I agree with you. Vengeful Ascension. I got to hear about
Got
this.
quiet.
Yeah,
You'll see.
I'm excited.
You'll see what happens.
I'm excited, man. I can't wait.
Yeah. It's funny, too, like, they released one song so far, but you know what? It's not...
That song doesn't represent the whole album.
It's the calm before the storm.
Okay. I like the song you played tonight.
Well, that was the song they released.
I hadn't heard it.
Yeah.
I've seen the artwork for it, and I thought
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
Oh, the
interesting.
artwork's fantastic.
And Jordan did that, too.
Jordan did again.
But it's different. It's different.
It is different. It's
Because
totally
he has
different.
a lot of... His skill with art is fucking very unique, and he's very eclectic in what he can do.
Yeah, that's a good way to explain it.
You know,
Does
He
Jordan
is.
do a lot of different stuff for other people? Does he do?
Well, yeah, I mean, he does. He's did work for 1349. He's done work for High on Fire. He's
Okay.
done work for
Sleep.
Grave Ritual.
Well,
He's
the
done
reason I
work
asked,
for
your old stuff
Sleep,
looks so
Vitus.
specific.
St. Vitus. You know, he's done a lot of fucking shit, man.
Nice.
I mean, he's got his own tattoo shop in New Orleans, Abracadabra Tattoo.
Okay.
But outside of that, he
Hometown guy, I
does
didn't even
all
know that.
this
I didn't
different
realize that.
shit
That's
for
awesome.
fucking all
Yeah.
these other fucking bands too. So
The
It's
last Sleep post they did is fucking sick, dude.
nice.
Amazing. But anyway,
So, and we'll talk about this in a second. We'll go back to Eric again. So, you all, at one point, you told me when we were talking outside of Masquerade that you were going to try something different. This was a
well, I mean, sometimes you have to.
no. It's good. It's good. We were kind of talking on it earlier, and you
have to
stepped
get
out, and I,
you need to get out your comfort
Yeah.
zone.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
have
You
to
know.
try different things. You know
Okay.
what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
I mean, nothing against Eric.
No,
I
I know.
love working with Eric. Eric's awesome, dude. He's great. He's fucking fantastic. But you know, sometimes you have to. Being that this album is like, I'm not gonna say it's so different from our old stuff. I mean, you'll hear us and you'll know it's us, but there are different elements on this new album that we've never really stepped forward with.
Okay.
So we just figured, fuck it, let's just completely go in a different direction with it.
And did you the decision to go with the producer you went with? What was?
Well, he runs sound for us.
Yeah,
live.
he does. The thing was
It's your
he-
sound guy.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he's not with us right now, of course,
Right, but-
because he's doing the new Exhume record. But
Oh, okay, that's awesome.
yeah, yeah. But he's a live guy, and
He knows what we sound like probably better
He wasn't
than
just
we
a
do.
live dude. He's done records. He's done Gruesome and 1349.
He probably
Okay, then I've
knows
got
what
that
we
stuff,
sound
yeah.
like.
He did like
Did he do the last
Anybody.
the first gruesome thing?
he did all the gruesome.
Okay,
shit.
then yeah, I've got
he
all
did
that.
the last fucking 1349. You know.
Okay.
So
The white one. With
Yeah,
the,
yeah.
It's a good record.
Massive
So-
Cauldron of
yeah.
Chaos.
It's good. I like it.
Yeah.
so
The patch with
the
it.
thing was
Yeah.
he had this aspect of he's worked in the studio before, but he's been with us live, so he knew an element of us in a live setting that he wanted to bring to the record.
Okay.
So we just kind of
It was an experiment.
yeah. I mean, with an experiment, anything can happen.
Yeah,
you know,
it
the
might
path
fail.
can-
It might succeed.
But that's the jump you have to
Ultimately,
take.
it is your decision.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
But
happy.
so we planned it. We did him, and then Chris Commons did the mix on it.
Okay.
And Mayor Applebaum did the mastering for it. You
Now,
know,
what else Chris done before? I'm not familiar with. I probably am.
he's actually done a lot of like different shit, like Chelsea Wolfe, and
Oh wow.
he's done a lot of different
like
things.
weird stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. You
So-
totally mixed it up.
And it was funny because
But like dark stuff, like weird dark stuff.
yeah, it's cool though.
Joe Axler told me.
What did
Joe
Joe
Axler plays drums in the band Theories, okay?
What did Joe
He also
Axler
played in
tell
Book
you?
of Black Earth back in the day. But he said that...
Hey, man.
This is what he said, bro. Check this out.
No, I wanna
He
try, right?
said, relax. He said...
What? What?
He was saying that Chris Commons wouldn't do another metal record again.
Oh, guess what?
And then he was really... Like when Jarrett kind of...
He probably did
brought
the
it
most
to him. He
metal
was like,
record he's ever going to do.
I'm really interested in this.
Right.
This sounds good. So it's kind of like it shifted for him, you know. But it was funny because Joe Axler was telling me, he was like, it's funny that he did y'all's record because he said he didn't really want to do anything metal again. But some things, you know, people hear shit and then it causes them to change. I've learned in doing this that you never, ever say the word never.
Because you never know if it's going to
Yeah,
come back
because
around again.
things will happen and you just do something that you didn't expect.
And where did you all record the record at?
We record it at Earth Analog. It's in Tolono, Illinois.
Okay.
All right, and it's about 30 minutes south of Champaign, Illinois. And the studio is owned. You ever heard of that band called Hum?
I know who that is, yeah.
Matt Talbot is one of the guys in Hum, and he owns the studio.
Interesting.
And they still do Reel to Reel.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so that's what we did the record on Reel to Reel and
Very
everything.
time consuming.
So,
Oh, I bet.
but it was unique. It was different. It was a different studio, different
Very, very
aspect,
time-consuming.
different, you know, with a different approach and everything. And like we said, it wasn't no ill will with Rutan or anything like that. It was just a different step and a different approach with things.
I mean, there's so many. I think it's good. I'm excited to hear it. It sounds like you all have done some different things on it. So
Yeah, I mean nothing drastic, you know,
right.
but I think too it kind of steps into the realm of presenting us
I think
more
it's going
of
more darker, actually.
darker, grittier, nastier, like kind of like us in a live setting.
Well, see, the label I think sent it to me digitally, but I refuse to listen to stuff digitally. I want to hear that when I go buy the CD, and I put it in my car, and I drive around and listen to the whole damn thing like 3 times. That's how I listen to Earl's records when I get them. I'm gonna have to use somebody else's car now, but that's okay. Drive around and listen to it, and that's what I like to do. And then I get drunk, and then I pick out the songs that I like, and then I listen to all the tunes that I like.
That's
awesome.
If that's what makes you happy, then fucking right, man.
Yeah, man, and that's how I get into the new record. So, I mean, I think it's good that you mixed it up. I mean, you went to somebody different, and then you didn't do, because I mean, you got a guy that, I mean, who the hell would ever thought that? You get that guy to mix it. I mean, that's...
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes you just do something on
You got
a
to
whim.
take a chance every now and then, you know.
I think it's
Like
great.
Step out of the comfort zone.
Exactly. You know, instead of being the same old bullshit. Not to say anything about Eric Rutan. I love Eric Rutan, but I mean, you know, how many Black Sabbath albums have you heard? And they're produced by so many other dudes.
Oh, yeah. Definitely, yeah.
Like the fucking classic shit with Ozzy, and then the stuff they did with Dio. You know, it's a different flavor of hot sauce, I guess.
Oh, it totally is.
There's a lot of variation going on.
Exactly.
But yeah, all those bands like that, they always mixed up a producer. Some of those
Exactly.
bands, I mean, I guess the only band I can think of off the top of my head, and I'm sure I'm probably wrong, but Maiden there for the longest time, all they used was that Martin Birch dude when I remember I was growing up. And nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I mean,
But-
if it works, it works.
Yeah.
You know, but
it's good to mix it up and go with something different. you
No,
know?
it is. It is. I agree.
Lyrically, can you talk a little bit lyrically about,
talk to him about that.
About Vengeful?
please? Anything
just-
we can talk about it. I don't give anything away for anybody.
Look,
a lot of
as
devil
far as-
worship.
as far
a lot
as-
of devil worship, like true devil worship.
As far as lyrics, it's just like the music. The music's very variant within extreme styles like black metal, death metal, like more traditional heavy metal, things like that. And the lyrics are put in place in the same fashion. all the lyrics are based on esoteric oddities and things like that, and Luciferian aspects and stuff like that, and mixed with like old world literature like Milton's Paradise Lost, Dante's Inferno type shit. But then it's also blended with like my personal beliefs and ideas within that stuff.
Okay.
You know, but the lyrics go in with the music, just like the music is put together in that aspect that it's so variant in all the extremities. And so the lyrics do that as well. I don't want to paint them into a corner because I want people to listen to the music and the lyrics in their own aspect. Because if I go ahead and say, oh, well, this song's about this, then it totally seals it up.
Satan.
You know?
You know, I mean, that's kind of
I want people to have a more impactful idea of what they perceive from it on their own as an individual.
The artwork is what's got me. I think it's really interesting.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the aspect, like the idea behind that is like, if you look at it, everything, when you see the whole entire piece, because like the cover, you see a piece, but it's this huge piece.
Okay.
It's a
And
bunch of
it's
demons
coming out from the thing, but it's the
coming out
element
the
of
earth.
every kind of like thing from like ideas of like H.P. Lovecraft, Dante's Inferno, Paradise Lost, shit, I'm running a blank on this, Into Pandemonium, Hieronymus Bosch.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
artists back then, that these ideas behind hell, and like it's the reverse of the back in the day of like the mouth of hell. They used to throw everyone in the mouth of hell, and that's where you condemn. Well, now everything is coming from that mouth of hell, and it's rising forth,
Right.
and it's ascending, and it's coming
from
up.
Donald Trump.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah. I
it's-
mean, it's
because if you look at the art, it's all these different little things in it, you know, and it's you see like a tentacle in it, and which definitely represents a lot of H.P. Lovecraft there, like Cthulhu and Nyarlathotep and all those things like that.
Nice.
You know, his whole mythos as far as that goes. You
Oh,
know?
yeah, that's-
So everything's in there blended, and it's coming up and it's rising up. You know, so
it's exciting. Do you have any? What about the music on it when you're writing your
You'll
guitars?
see.
I just gotta wait.
see.
I gotta wait.
Probably the most darkest stuff I've ever.
this fucking gear, man.
I'll help you all load the gear if you. We'll finish up real quick.
The most darkest stuff I've ever written in my life, in a long time. Let's put it that way. All right, I'm gonna go pee. Let's go load this shit.
This is Ben from GOATWHORE.
And Sammy Dewey from GOATWHORE.
And you listen to the Phantasm Podcast.
Hail Satan.